Hey, what's up, everyone? Can you guys hear me good? Hey, everybody joining in. Keith's Reef. Kel, what's up? What's up, Tom? Rick's fucking Reef. He's got a good name. What's up, everybody joining in? Uh, Today we got a pretty good show. We're gonna have the guys over at Current USA come on, show us some new stuff. Scottish Reef, not too bad at all. I'm watching this from Outback. Rest in peace, Young Buff, for sure. What's up, sir?
Good evening, sir. How you doing today?
Not too bad at all. How you doing?
Can't complain, man. Another day in paradise.
Yes, sir.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Oh, man, we running quick today.
Yeah, they're coming in with us.
What's up, Brandon, Juan, Ricky in the house? We can't miss my boy Ricky, Zanky. What's up, boy? Hey, man, we got a crazy day today, man. We're long overdue. Last week, our apologies for missing out. It was a beautiful week for me. I'm sure Des could say the same. We had a great, I was spending some time with the family. So our apologies for last week, but we back and better.
Yeah, that's actually the first week we didn't do the show in a long time.
Yeah. And it hurt, it hurt not doing it, guys. But we knew we would come back strong, and we knew, y'all would show us love. What's up, Clearwater? Clearwater in the house. But yeah, Des, how's everything with you, man?
I'm not doing too bad at all, man. Just
Tank
been
along? What's progress?
things coming along. It's doing good. I put some got some coral in there. So far I haven't lost anything, no issues. Got some green hair algae on a couple of the rocks, but I got a cleanup crew in there, and they've been putting in work. So another week or two, I'm sure it'll all be gone. Did a full range of tests today. That worked out. Tested my calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, everything. So I was happy with that.
That's amazing, man.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Some current requests here. See if they can join us.
Micro Musa Whisper, how you doing? What's up, Kev? Shears and beards. Yeah, this week for me on the coral side hasn't been too crazy. Hey, how
man.
are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for joining, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It means a lot to us, man.
Right on.
Well, everyone, we have a gentleman here joining us from Current USA. They want to show off some new products and tell us a little bit about what they're doing and the direction they're going in. So if you want to introduce yourself to everyone.
Sure. I'm Ike. A lot of people know me. I've worked here close to 20 years.
Wow.
So pretty familiar with the industry. And yeah, we've got some new stuff. Thanks again for having us.
No, man, we appreciate it. Over the past, I want to say 10, 15 weeks that we've been doing this every week, we've had kind of a different company come on, small businesses, big businesses. A lot of what Louis does, he sells a lot of different things, a lot of products, a lot of coral. My tank and my page, we're sponsored by quite a few companies, thankfully, right?
Right on.
So it's kind of cool just to see companies come on and explain the products to people. So it's not just like, I have all of these things, he's selling all of these things, but we actually have you guys come on and show off the products and explain how they work so people see what it is that is available, what's new, what's out there.
Right. Yeah, we were probably one of the biggest lighting companies there was, maybe 7 years ago. We focused on freshwater a lot, and so now we're getting back into the higher end coral, high output stuff. So we've got a lot of lights coming out, full-blown aquariums. We're really excited.
Well, let me ask you, coming from the freshwater side, what made you guys want to create something for reef tanks?
Well, we some of our lights, the T5s, and back in the days when we did HQI and metal halides, we were probably one of the biggest, but we were really concerned, those lights were all AC voltage, and a lot of people getting into saltwater back then got salt all over the lights, and you know, there's been a lot of advances in it. And now I think that, you know, the technology is there and everybody is used to using it. But yeah, you know, we really wanted to get back into the higher end, high output lighting. And freshwater, you don't quite need it as much as the reef guys do.
What's the biggest difference in just the basic makeup of a freshwater light versus a reef light?
Probably the color spectrum and the output. You know, if you're growing live plants, it's a lot like live corals. You still need a certain amount of PAR. You need a certain color spectrum. You know, the plant guys usually are more towards the white end, the full spectrum, a lot of red, lots of white, where coral, it's all about blue. So, and you need a little bit more, you know, you see a lot more bigger reef tanks than you do big freshwater planted tanks.
Never really thought about that.
Yeah,
A lot of
and
times
you know,
you
planted
see
tanks, if you've
freshwater
ever kept
tanks.
one, planted tanks are a lot of work even compared to like a reef aquarium. You got to trim the plants, and it's a lot of maintenance. So, you know, there's a lot more reef aquariums, big ones anyway, versus freshwater.
Well, the reef hobby took a big increase during COVID, you know, as a lot of people got locked up. But it seems like planted aquariums took just as big of an increase. There was it's very trending right now.
Yep.
It's highly trending.
And, you know, the 10 years ago, there weren't a lot of places, people weren't fragging yet. Now everyone does it. So the coral's a lot easier to get, and lots of variety. It's amazing how much aquaculture has changed the marine side of the industry with corals.
Absolutely. And I mean, the reef experience, if you go back to our episodes, you see the layers of it too, because there's all different, you know, from the worldwide corals down to, like, Des explains it all the time, like, you know, these some garages, some, you know, some people in their kitchens, you know, like, it's just these oddest places, but you find some of the most precious gems in the world in some of the oddest places in the world nowadays. It's just such an interesting aspect of the hobby now, having that aspect of it, the trading and the collecting, and, you know, it's always been there, but it seems now with social media involved and the tech advances all coming together, it's such a great way to go in the hobby.
Yeah, you know, my background is from aquaculture, and this is the only sort of industry that I've seen where the hobbyists are the ones almost driving the science and have transformed this industry on the coral side. That, you know, as hobbyists, we all read about, oh, they're, you know, this laboratory's saving coral reefs. A lot of those guys were hobbyists, or they learned that technology from pioneers, hobbyists in our industry. And I think it's very rare that you see that in any industry at all, where the hobbyists are the ones who drove the science behind everything. And like I said, in the last 10 years, just the amount of fraggers just exploded. I mean, worldwide coral, amazing example. I mean, if, you know, probably one of the largest coral farms in the country, let alone the world.
And not only biggest, I mean, just the quality that they're bringing out. I mean, from a square per square inch, I mean, there's not a corner that's not covered with a beautiful piece of coral. You know, that's impressive all on its own. You know, they've definitely figured it out. And like that, many more out there. You know, there's really like a lot of even the stores that has always been like they've had a curve, you know, which we've all had to bend, and it's such an interesting curve. But these LFSs, there's some really doing some crazy innovations and, you know, improvements, and like they're really stepping it up, you know. And I love to see it, and it's only because the hobby is growing, you know, and we gotta support it, you know. So look, not to take it over, we want to hear a little bit more about what you got going on.
Oh no, man, it's as far as I understand, we're here to chill, relax, talk about
reef.
We are,
man. We're
chilling. Go for it.
You know what? We like one of these reef experiences. has been listening to y'all. You know, like it's you guys bring such a influential piece of information. We love walking out with, you know, all this knowledge you guys drop, and everybody has such an interesting take. So please take and give us a little bit of what you got going on, your backstory, you know, of the, if you want to get into the LEDs on yourself, go for it. Take.
Oh no, I mean, like I said, I grew up in the realm of aquaculture, more of the fish farming side of things and the commercial side. And I've always been a hobbyist, but seeing how the hobby has transformed the aquaculture side has just, you know, like I said, it's been amazing. And it makes you want to get, you know, back into things. You know, I didn't see it as much as I would see on the freshwater side. It was really that the marine coral side. I mean, to see how many people are having frag setups in their garage and these stores now, that they're all really little aquaculture facilities, where with freshwater, I don't see a lot of, you know, places breeding fish or growing their own plants. It's just a different industry.
So let me ask you a question. Could you give us a little bit of a history of Current USA's experience as far as making reef lights, or, you know, just reefing equipment in general?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here now almost 20 years. You know, back then it was all HID mogul-based metal halide, 400 watt. You know, that's with the days with the radiums, and then we went from you know, T12 to T8 to T5s, and for a while there, T5 fixtures, and then we did a lot of hybrid fixtures where we did T5s and HQI metal halides. We also manufactured chillers because, you know, 10 years ago, when you had those high intensity lights, everybody needed to have a chiller. So we manufactured chillers, and when LED came around, you know, it changed the industry. We were a little slow and hesitant to start because at the beginning, when the switch happened, there was a company that had a patent on it that we sort of had to fight with. But the patent was struck down, and, you know, now, I mean, everybody's using LED all over their house. It's amazing. And it's amazing in the last 5 years what smart technology and, you know, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and how that's just changed the control and how we do things around our home.
Absolutely.
Quick second, MetroCat just joined us. Big shout out to MetroCat for putting this together. Thank you so much for putting this together. Big shout out to you. But I'm a big customer actually from you guys, you know. So I've actually had almost all the ones you've named. I dealt with back in the days. So
man, you've had a lot of tanks then, huh?
I've been in it for a while, and I you know, it was exciting to have you guys on, not only, you know, because of the company, but because of the history I got with y'all. You know, like you were just describing all of them, and I can remember pretty much dealing with all of them at one point in time.
One of my first nano tanks had one of the HQI lights on it.
Yeah,
Sun Pod or an outer orbit, probably.
Yep, it was the Sun one.
It's a landmark brand for the hobby, definitely. I mean, it's safe to say a lot of us, you know, that have been in the hobby long enough have dealt with Current at one point or another.
Yeah, and it's amazing to this day. We still have hobbyists who are still using those fixtures, or they're looking for replacement lamps like compact fluorescent power compacts. And, you know, to see how fast they've been phased out over the last probably 5 years. Now that stuff's hard to get, but some people just have great success with it and they don't want to leave it, you know.
That's what I was going to tell you. There's a lot of people that they really won't change, you know. They're committed to their T5s and they have success though, you know. That's why they don't want to change. They're having success and they've had for many years and don't want to switch. So it's understandable. But that's an interesting take. But now, so the transfer over to the LED world, you know, so you know, so what do you got going on now? If you want to.
Well, we've you know, we've always been in the I don't know, I want to say the low to medium output, you know, softies, that kind of thing. We've never been into the high output, and now we're getting, you know, back into it. So we just came out with they're running back here our R24 lights. But we're going to be getting, back into the higher output metal halide output size
That looks
fixtures again.
beautiful. That looks
So tell
beautiful.
us more about the R24s. Is that the official name? Is that what everyone's gonna be
Yeah,
calling them?
the R24s, we have a 52 watt right now, and then we'll have a 90 watt very soon. The 52 watts on this tank, they're on the outside, and there's a 90 watt in the middle. These are really more for SPS growers. It's very high in the blue side.
Yep.
Even when we drop the whites down to 0, the par only drops by maybe 10, 20%. There's not a lot of white in it.
So I was looking at the LED combination that you have, and I noticed you had a lot of blues, a lot of royal blues. You had some UV in there,
Yeah.
and you only had, and I believe I was looking at the 54-watt model. There was only 4 whites in it.
Yep.
Is that going really for that Reef look, more blue dominant tanks?
Yeah, we have a sister company, Ecozotic, that sells lights to public aquariums, and we've sold lights to, the smallest light right now that we sell is 160 watt. So we sell a lot to the public aquariums who do shark tanks, who do big reef tanks, and we've had so many of them who run their tanks only on blue. They don't run any white at all, and they've had great success with it. But it's something that it's always interesting. We can never get the combination that gets everyone. But
likes, yeah.
the beauty of these lights is you can dim, you can change it, and with T5s you didn't have that option. You couldn't dim your whites and keep your blues high. You had to go out and buy another bulb, and then you would buy like a Fiji purple or something. It might not be the purple that you like, but now you have a lamp. You can't dim it individually. So LEDs, they've changed all that.
So what type of tanks are you looking to market it towards, so to speak? Are you looking to have multiples on bigger tanks? Is this more for all-in-one style tanks?
Sort of both. The 52 watt is more for like a nano tank. It's got a spread of 24 by 24, and then we'll recommend it to, roughly a 20-inch deep tank. The 90 watt, much larger. Like when we go to market, we will be doing an all-in-one coming soon. When we go with the all-in-one, those will come with the 90 watts because, if you want to do SPS, we're really not like how hobbyists have gotten into mounting their lights high above the tank.
Yeah, right.
Gives you a lot of access.
And how high do you have those mounted, or at least what do you recommend the mounting height for those?
Well, like the 52 watt, most will run them, 6 to 8 inches, but the 90 watt, I've got to mount them close to a foot on here. And when we run it at our recommended spectrum, which is 100% blue, but the whites are down to closer to 30%. At that height in this tank, I think we were at 250 par with just the one light. So when you got 3 and you got some overlap, it'll be a little bit bigger, a little bit more powerful.
Which is more than enough light.
What's that?
I said, which is more than enough light at the end of the day.
Yeah. Especially when you can run your blues like that. We have seen a lot of companies who pump a lot of white, and you get the par out of it, but you don't get the color. And this was really more about the color, and making the corals just look great. You can turn the whites up, but we've definitely seen a trend in, over the years of, they call them the Windex tanks, that everybody just likes the blue. Looks very natural.
Everyone does like the blue.
Yeah. The whites look cool, but we just don't see it that much.
100%.
What do you got, Lewis?
Yeah, and as far as the spread, I was reading it was about 20 inches. Is that for just the 52 watt, or is there more of a spread on the 90 watt?
No, the 90 is more, the 90, we downrate it a little bit. You could probably do a 24-inch tank depending upon the depth, but that R24 is perfect for 20 by 20 by 20. And then the 90 watt is better for 24-inch to 30-inch deep tank, 24 by 24. They have about 80-degree lenses on it. And then we we have custom lenses made because a lot of the lenses we've seen, UV light degrades the plastic. So after a while, you'll see that over the UV LEDs, you get a cloud, and it's been degraded. So they actually have silicone optics on them. So they're guaranteed to last, 15 years or so.
That's amazing.
Wow. And what type of warranty do they come with?
Well, to be honest, we offer a 1-year warranty, but we're pretty well known. We extend it as long as people take care of stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
As long as you're not using it submersibly and then taking it out and letting it dry.
Yeah, absolutely.
We take care of people.
And are you guys offering all the install kits and all of that for different?
Yeah, the
mounting?
R24, we have a flex arm, and for this light it works perfect. Comes with the clamp that fits most tanks. It's all Bluetooth, so you can connect it via the app. And then this for the 90 watt is a new mounting system. So those lights are actually on swivel brackets. So you can take the light and you can swivel it from side to side, or you can go front to back.
I like that.
So we're kind of well known. I'm really big into the modularity, like
I love that.
Being able to add stuff later, or you're a hobbyist. You're always wanting to get the new cool stuff, or just experiment. And so that mounting system allows you to add more lights, because we've been coming out with some high output bars, and I think everyone has their own flavor for color. And we wanted to give them the option to easily change out the colors or add more light to it.
Could you show us? Could you show it to us a little closer up? The
Sure.
light that you have there.
Yep.
Off.
I like those. They look nice. They
look
very compact.
Here we go. So you can take the light and you can swivel it from side to side, and then you can also go up and down. So we'll have a hanging kit. We also have one that's got a skirt that goes around it. A lot of people know we're very big about the wife factor. Like, we like to make the stuff look nice, not so much techie, but right now, I mean, you want to make it look nice in your house, and there's no reason that it has to look techie. So you can have it look this way, or again, we'll have skirts for them. But it's really easy to modularize. Put other lights here. We'll have other spectrums. We also have bars that LED bars, you'll be able to connect to them.
Nice. And is that like the normal T-slot, like aluminum frame bars, like just set up in the T-shape?
Yep. Yeah. We're making everything actually moving forward. Almost everything will adapt the T-slot. So that T-slot's really flexible. You can do a lot of nice stuff with it. And so, like I said, the swivel brackets, they all connect to the T-slot. All of the new lights connect right up to T-slot tubing.
Yeah, when I was setting up this tank, I was really considering building a light, just a frame out of the T-slot.
Yep.
And then going with normal RMS mounts, but I really considered building one out of the T-slot, just because you can do almost anything with it.
Yeah, you can.
Really not that much more expensive.
That whole system's just T-slot, and like I said, we do sell a lot of lights to public aquariums, and those guys will have T-slot everywhere around a tank, and you can just mount so much stuff to it. But it's real durable, reliable. You can get it locally, and it works very, very well, and it looks clean.
Nice. And what does it come with in the box? Because I noticed something on the site when I was reading this, very different.
The site, we package all of ours with the kits, so you get the light, you get the flex arm kit, the bracket. It comes with a small, we have a Bluetooth controller that's in line. The Bluetooth controller actually is a temperature sensor, so it reads temperature, and then the power supply. So it's, kind of plug and play. And then you can connect multiple units together. But the 90 watt, we just thought, we like the look of the tubing versus the flex arm on a really big tank. Just looks a little bit cleaner.
So one thing that, when you said all of that, I noticed that's definitely the only light on the market that comes with the mounting hardware. It has a temperature sensor on it. It already has your controller all in one package. Why did you guys decide to do it that way? Because no one else is doing that.
It just makes it easier. to me, a lot of times, you know, in other industries anyway, you don't want to make barriers to entry for some of the basic to middle level hobbyists.
Right.
Sometimes I don't want to figure out what I need. I just want to be, you know, get it all in one package. So it just makes it easier. It's plug and play. You know, you order one part, you get it all. We sell it both ways because it's modular, but usually the techie guys can, you know, kind of figure that out.
I think it's pretty dope. What does it cost? A lot of people are asking.
So the 52 watt with the flex arm right now, it's $275. You guys have a coupon code, right? So you can usually get them online for, you know, $240, $250, just under that for the whole kit.
That's great.
That is really good considering you're getting a light, you're getting a temperature probe, you're getting the Bluetooth controller.
A good quality light at that. You
Yeah,
know, like
right.
high grade light.
We do still sell, we sell it with infrared. We do have a lot of hobbyists who, the infrared's just bulletproof, and you know, your aquarium, for a lot of us, we found that there's kind of two types of hobbyists. There's the growers, the frags, and then there's also people that just want to come home after a hard day's work and just sit in front of their tank and relax. And I'd be one of them. And I like turn my phone off. Like, I don't want to, you know, have to play with the phone. So we do still sell infrared, and it's still popular because.
And you don't mess with it that often because, like, for example, even with, I think with anyone's lights, if it's a good light, once you set it and you get it how you want it, you kind of don't go in the app and mess with it any more than that. So
yeah,
having that,
you know,
infrared works.
I think for I would say that's one thing with the freshwater tanks is we're really big. We sell a lot of background lighting, and we're really into the visual therapy that an aquarium can give you. And so we do get into a lot of custom color fades. With a reef tank, not so much. You know, I don't see many people trying to simulate a rainstorm over their reef tank. Freshwater tank, you know, with Amazon, you know, with cichlids. Yeah.
So it's funny. It's funny you say that, but he actually, he's probably the only person that has it. His tank does a complete rainstorm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Clouds, rain, there's stars on the roof, there's water dropping into the
For
tank.
your reef tank?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you got to send me a video of that. I want to see that.
There's a bunch of them on there. It's
That's pretty funny that he said that.
It's fun. It's so crazy you say that because when I came up with the idea that same day, Des came up with this, like he brought it up identically, you know, and it all transpired from there. But yeah, look, as far as the lights, like, and you were talking, Des, you were talking about like the compatibility with, I mean, and what's included within the package. You guys also offer a loop package, is that correct? Which I believe it's like pretty much the whole brand, everything you need to get started. Am I correct?
Yeah, with the freshwater side, we've gone all the way to where our Serene aquariums, it's a complete package and it comes assembled. So we sell a 4-foot aquarium, comes with the stand, the filtration, the background light, the aquascape, the lighting, the stand.
A complete ecosystem.
So there is no figuring everything out. It's already wired and ready to go. And, you know, there's a lot of hobbyists in the nation who may not have a local fish store. You know, they're more remote, or they don't have something, you know, that caters to what they need. So having an all-in-one, that's where it fits in. Again, obviously, we still sell it in a modular form, but we're really big into trying to make it just easy and simple. Because at the end of the day, that's, you know, a lot of times, sometimes the best way to run your tank is the simplest way. Just keep it, you know, simple.
I preach that a lot too, though. That's true.
And let me ask you, when using the app, because I'm assuming everything, do all of your products have Bluetooth connectivity? For example, like if you're running a return pump, if you're running wave makers, all of that kind of thing?
We offer both. They can work with the app and Bluetooth, or they can work with infrared, one or the other. The freshwater side, we're just now getting into Bluetooth, and we'll actually go through an update in spring where a lot of the products go to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. You know, at first we didn't realize how many hobbyists really do control things or get alerts. They like the Wi-Fi for when they're remote. And now I think the smart home technology is there to where it's very reliable. Bluetooth and infrared is pretty bulletproof. And like I said, now with everyone's home is getting more and more connected.
Yeah, and
So I think you're going to see that with a lot of aquarium products where they're integrating stuff, you know, within your home.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Could you show us a light that you have right next to you just to show off what it looks like?
Yeah.
Up close.
So it's all aluminum. There's no plastic. Does have a fan in it, a small one at the top. It's pretty well sealed, so you know, you could splash it, no problem. And then you can pull the top off in case you ever do want to upgrade or change, you know, the LED board.
Okay.
Flex arm screws in through the back. And then, like I said, the tank mount bracket. Our bracket's a little different. You can, once you have it on there, you can turn the light this way, and you can also go up and down with it. So you can, it's got a lot of adjustment features. It doesn't screw, and it actually attaches to the back.
I like that.
So,
That's very
you know,
cool.
everyone's tank's different, and, you know, we try to provide as much flexibility as we can.
I like that it comes with everything all in one box.
And we do have...
It's kind of, in the reefing hobby, it's kind of crazy that I have to buy every part individually. I mean, in a sense where I'm building a huge tank, it makes sense. But before I ever got my first big tank that I have now, I've always preached nano tanks. And when building a nano tank, to have to buy every single thing separately, I just don't think it makes sense, especially at certain costs. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. We for those hobbyists who have the thicker frame tanks, we also sell a stand mount kit. This mounts to the back of the stand, and then you just put the light right on it. Uses the same flex arm, so you can adjust the stand mount. We have a little adjuster here, so you can adjust it vertically as well whenever you want. And then, like I said, you just mount the light right to it. It's really easy.
Yeah, and
Very clean. You know, it's nice to have it on the back and not have that light attached with a clip to the tank.
Yeah, and you know, that's one thing that I'm glad you guys definitely considered too, because it's not only the attachment of the actual arm, it's also like there's so many variations of tanks and setups that, like, to have a lot of options, it's usually really important. Because so you, like, that's the worst, running into like that situation where you're like, you finally got everything, you're ready to set up your light, and you just can't get the right, you know, setting that you need, and it's so frustrating. So to have that ability to kind of find your sweet spot, you know, that's good, you know.
And you know, you know, we have on our website a few of the, I don't know, I guess, you know, sort of like favored or proven color spectrums, but everyone has their own different spectrum, and giving them the flexibility to move that light up and down, side to side, change, dim it, you can dial it into your sweet spot, just like you said.
I've got two questions here from the comments going by.
Yep.
One is, does the light have any buttons or dials on it, on the actual light itself?
The light doesn't, but the Bluetooth controller does. So you can control it manually via the Bluetooth controller.
Gotcha.
You can put the light on or off. It's got a lock feature, so you can lock other hobbyists from like getting into it. And then with ours in the Bluetooth controller, you can connect your pumps to it, and you can actually push it and it goes into feed mode. So it'll dial the pumps down while it's in feed mode. So the manual control is just on the inline controller, but it's not up on the light itself.
Okay. The second question I got here from the comments is, have you guys done any long-term or short-term testing just over an actual reef tank with corals in it to see the results?
Yeah,
I assume you guys are a big company. So.
Up on our website, we've got 2 videos, but we worked with a local aquarium company here called Reliant Aquarium. They've had a tank now for almost a year. They've been running the lights. We have a few stores, Aquarium Design Group in Houston, Texas, they're also known. They've had our lights for a while. So we've been running these well over a year now. So
nice.
We wanted to be sure that A, they grew coral, B, what color spectrum, was ideal, and C, just make sure that, there weren't any issues with the fan or cooling or the boards. So we've actually spent more time developing the mounting options, because sometimes that's the hardest part. I think LED technology is there now to where if you've got the right color mix, you're going to grow coral.
I mean, I think it's a great thing. Over the past couple of months, a lot of the arguments you've heard about lights have been overall cost for entry level people, people coming into the hobby and having to spend close to $1,000 just to light a reef tank, not knowing whether or not you're going to have success, right?
Right.
So I think at that price point, when just in mind, I'm thinking of building a nano tank. When you're having that mind frame and being able to get an all-in-one tank for a couple $100, get a light that has everything that I need in it for a couple $100, be able to set that up and be successful without being all in. I can get my whole setup for less than it would cost to buy this big, high-end, super nice light and get into the hobby and be able to grow into it. And long term have it, you know what I mean? You guys say
Yep.
you've tested it for over a year. If a entry level brand new hobbyist makes it to a year mark, then he's probably going to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's definitely cool to see.
Yeah, there used to be, I can't remember the saying in the industry, but you're absolutely right. It's usually like a year, like either in 1 year they're stepping up to a bigger tank, or it's in the garage and it's on Craigslist
Hmm.
or collecting dust. And it's unfortunate, but I think again, this industry's really been transformed, and a lot of passionate hobbyists have made it just a lot simpler and taken a lot of the complexity out. If you can grow corals in your garage, 5 or 10 years ago, that was unheard of. Nobody,
Yep.
that would be something you'd see in a laboratory. And it's amazing to see how the industry's, changed, and how passionate hobbyists have been to learn how to cultivate the corals.
Well,
So, look at, right water chemistry, good water flow, and the right amount of par with the right color spectrum, you should have success. And a lot of times keeping it simpler is just the way to go.
That's good advice.
there's some questions, Des. I'll
Yep.
let you ask them because they're right down your alley.
Sure. I'll jump to Keith Reese. Does BRS sell them? And just in general, where could someone purchase these lights?
BRS does have them. I'm not sure what the transition, if they're up on their site yet, but they do have them.
Okay.
Saltwateraquarium.com, another great site. They've got them too.
Yep.
So you should be able to find them online, but those two are, they're the big powerhouses now. They both have them.
Awesome.
Yep. And I did look them up before I came on here, and I saw them on. You can if you go ahead and go into Google and you put in that Current USA R24, it pops right up, and you can see it for sale on a couple different sites for sure.
Good. Yep.
How long have the lights been out? Because I also did a YouTube search, and the only thing I saw really was an Aquashella video from Saltwater Aquarium. So how long
Yeah,
has the light
they've
actually
been out
been out
now
for?
maybe 6 months. We actually got them in and sold out. And I'm sure, I don't know if you guys have done any videos or talked to other manufacturers, but the last 2 to 3 months has been nothing less of a challenge to get
For
stuff
production?
through the port. So,
Oh, yeah.
after delays, we got a shipment in, maybe 3 weeks ago. And I know we shipped a lot to the internet guys. So they're still new. They're still getting out there. But the hobbyists who have them love them, and they've had great success with the corals. So we're looking forward to seeing what people do with them.
I got two questions. One is from a viewer and one is from myself. The viewer's question is, would two of them work on a 4-foot tank?
2 of them would work on a 4-foot, maybe for LPS. If they're doing SPS, you'll want to use 3 of them.
Okay.
At least with the 52 watt. The 90 watt should be out the end of the year, beginning of next year, right at the beginning.
Okay.
290 watts, you'd be fine. But with the 52 watt, I've measured the par. You'll want to use 3 of them if you do any SPS.
Got it.
Farm Frag said that's it. I'm ordering one now. Farm Frag, use the code. What is Sky High 20? You'll get 20% off.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What was your second question, Louis?
My second question was, how's the compatibility like with, like there's a lot of people right now using different controllers and are trying to, and I know there's not direct probably compatibility with like an Apex or so, but does it work well with each other, or is there any controllers, or is there any plans in the future of being able to kind of deal with a lot of these controllers, which a lot of other manufacturers
In the
are doing?
future, it should work with more controllers when we go to Wi-Fi control.
Got it.
For now, we're still within our ecosystem. I, you know, I know it. We never worked with Neptune in the past, and we didn't really have the light to work with them at the time anyway. Now with all the transition, I don't know if that's their plan. Now they have their own LED. A lot of times within our industry, everybody's tried to keep it like a secret, or keep it within their own kind of platform.
Eco. Yeah, and that's understandable. And that's why, I mean, I guess I'll jump back to the loop thing. So as far as loop, is that going to be somewhat like a home for all of your equipment to work off of?
Yeah,
Or
the loop system is that now.
okay.
I just think that as technology progresses, we are seeing kind of the smart home technology start to take over everything. And, it sure would be nice if everything was within one app, that when you're on a vacation, I know my dog was fed. I know my tank's not leaking. I know my fish were fed. So I think as smart home technology grows, you're going to see more products within our industry start to become more compatible with each other, because that technology now, it's there. Like I said, there's a lot of hobbyists can do when all that stuff's connected together.
Yeah, I'll tell you from my experience and perspective, I like one ecosystem. I like having all of the same brand equipment. I like going into one app and everything is kind of on
Yep.
there. I don't mind having two different things, but having something different for everything is not an option for me. If I have two apps, I'm okay with that. And I know you guys make everything. Obviously you guys have been in business a really, really long time. So I know that we're not talking about something where you don't know what you're doing, so to speak, right? Um, but I really think having that complete ecosystem, everything in one app, having the lights, having return pumps, having wave pumps, all of the different little
Yep.
reef equipment, all work in one thing is really important.
Yeah, and the Loop app right now, it's one app. You go in and it's all there under one. It's one Bluetooth connection. You're not doing multiple Bluetooth connections. So there's definitely a benefit to that, and we're intending to keep it that way. I think you'll just see that more products may also work with something else, but we will continue within our ecosystem. The goal is still to have one aquarium, one app. It's controlling the whole thing. And I think, when you look at Ecotech or you look at Neptune, they're going for the same thing too. They know that, it is nice. And you know, things change with Apple and Google, and you've got to always update that app. And there's nothing like getting a product and then the app doesn't work or it's not supported anymore. So we're continuing to keep everything within that ecosystem.
Farm Frags just made pretty good comments. They're probably good for a frag tank. Even at the lower wattage one, if frag tanks are a lot shallower.
Yep.
Have you guys ever thought about putting them over some of those tubs, where garage growers are growing?
We haven't yet. Our Orbit Marine is still one of our most popular lights. And it's a low output, super reliable light. We really haven't had the need for it. But I'm sure we're going to see more because, I go to the shows, I see all the frag guys using the lights. And really having that high output light much higher over the tank does have a lot of benefits versus having a lower output light strip close to the tank. They both work. It's just, which one do you want to go with? But, you'll see more. We're actually setting up a frag system here and we'll be doing a lot more, posts on it, showing people. So, yeah.
And where y'all based out of?
We're in San Diego.
Oh, okay, Cali.
Yep.
And is that a new system that you guys are starting behind you?
Yeah, this will be a new all-in-one reef aquarium that we're working on. It should be ready in spring, and it's got our lights, weight pumps, DC pump, temperature. So we'll have more info on it soon. We'll have the 4-foot, 3-foot, and then we've also got a nano tank. Nano tank will be first coming out this spring, real early.
Oh, so you guys are gonna have everything. You guys are gonna have the tank, the lights, the whole kit.
You know, once you have the technology of the lights, the pumps, and all that dialed in, it's a glass box. You know,
I like it.
so but again, we're really going at it that you know, we ship the stands assembled. You don't have to put it together. It's all pre-wired. It allows us to test stuff beforehand. Just makes that installation easier. If you look on the Reliant Aquarium, we delivered their reef tank and set the tank up. I think it took 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that was a 4-foot tank.
Wow.
You know, 'cause everything's pre-plumbed when you get it.
Now, being a manufacturer and also being a hobbyist, I'm assuming, when you put both of those together, coming from the West Coast, which I'm assuming you guys have always been from the Cali side, is there a big difference as far as the way you guys kind of see or maybe treat the business from the West Coast to the East Coast reefers? Is there like a whole different model looking at it like across the country? Or are we pretty down?
I wouldn't say there's a different model, but I would say within the industry, there's definitely differences. From a hobbyist point of view, when you're in Cali, a lot of times we're jealous of the East and Midwest people. We have no basements. And I see so many people who have a whole room full of fish tanks, and a lot of times it's in the basement. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had room for that, you know, because no matter where you are in Southern California, it's expensive to live here. And then our electricity is very expensive. Now, you know, just recently, a lot of us are going to solar, so that's kind of disappearing. But, you know, when you had a metal halide or even a bigger reef tank and you've got all those pumps, during peak hours, it would get expensive to run the tanks. And a lot of people out here don't have air conditioners. So during summer, when we go through a heat wave, you got to run a chiller because
They don't have air conditioners on the homes?
no, in San Diego, I don't know what the number is, but I bet maybe half the people have air conditioners. You know, in Southern California, we get that cool ocean breeze that kind of blows through. But, you know, as we all know, global warming's changing everything. So, yeah, you know, that's a big difference. You know, I love going to the East Coast and people taking me in their basement, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this giant reef tank, or they've got 4 tanks. We just don't have the real estate for that, you know? And so it's a jealousy thing, you know? And a lot of them, you got fresh water, you got salt water, you're fragging, you're also breeding cichlids, and it's like, oh, I wish I had room for all that. And, you know, now I have a 20-gallon nano tank. That's all I got room for.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, you know, mentality wise, you know, no, you know, the stores, what we see with stores is a lot different too. It's a little more warehouse oriented out here, where on the East Coast, you guys have some beautiful stores, even in the Midwest and Texas, where here it's mostly more like a warehouse. And then out here with the marine side, a lot of places sell very little dry goods, and it's all frags. And then we buy our dry goods online, where on the East Coast, you guys have some, like I said, beautiful stores out there.
And what are your guys' plans for that tank? A mixed reef, an SPS dominant reef? I feel like you're leaning more towards an SPS type of reef.
For which one?
The one behind you.
Yeah, this will be SPS. We got it, the rock work scaped out, and we'll be putting corals in, you know, I don't know, within 30 days. But it'll definitely be SPS. Like I said, we've been really looking at a lot of the higher output bars, the modularity of adding bars to a high output system, you know, to bring in color, reduce shadows. So playing with those colors is something we really want to do.
That stand is beautiful. Is that like a grayish wood? And my wife just bought furniture for the house, and it looks almost identical. If she sees that, she's gonna want to buy it.
Yeah, this
That's a beautiful.
it's a whitewash reclaimed wood.
She's a
So we
that
sell it for freshwater, and then it was so popular we decided to do it for saltwater too. So we'll have black and white, but that reclaimed wood, it looks nice, you know.
It's trending again. It's like we're
Yeah.
literally we had the whole white house, like everything white at the house, and now we're going back to like that look, that whole
right.
So yeah, but that's
It looks more like furniture.
yeah, that's good.
Exactly. Again, it's you know, a lot of times you just want to come home and relax and look at a beautiful reef, and you know, you want it to look like a piece of furniture to kind of fit in with everything.
Nice. Well, we've had you here for almost an hour, sir. What do you want to show us, or what do you want to say? We can end it off with showing off some more of these lights one more time for everyone.
Well, first, again, thanks for having me. It was awesome to just.
No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, I think everybody. It's a good time to get lights because coupon code, you know, perfect, and then Black Friday is around the corner. So, you know, you'll be seeing a lot more from Current over the next, you know, 6 months, year. We'll have a lot of stuff coming out.
I love
Nice.
it. I love it. We're proud to
Absolutely.
be able to be one of the first to kind of bring you out there, you know, and help you.
Yeah, man. And, you know, thanks for being such a long-time supporter. And don't forget, I want to see that video of that tank with your ring system on.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so this is get off. You got to show. He doesn't. I actually tell him all the time he needs to show that off more often. And I don't know why he doesn't. And he's the only person that has it. It's the only person that has it.
Yeah, I do show it a lot. So there's a lot of videos out there already. I got something else lined up to I'm always kind of just coming up with weird stuff. I mean, the whole rain idea was just to kind of always be free to like try different things, you know, and be different, you know, try new styles. Like this is part of the hobby that I think is beautiful, and that's why it's cool to have like new products and stuff like that. Like you'd be surprised what you can do, you know, when you just kind of sometimes just think outside the box and just try something different. And I did it with rain, but every day I see somebody do something crazy with something different, and you know, there's always new things, so it's always cool. So that's all it's
inspirational. You know, if it's fun, it makes it relaxing and it makes it fun.
Yeah, and for us, it's like a +1 because we kind of did it throughout the Reef experience, you know. So this all kind of came about during these episodes where, like, at first it was a thought, then it was like a 1.0, then I dialed it in, then I was able to have like that final vision complete, and you know, you get to see the journey from week to week. Right. And I show how I did it. It was a lot of DIY stuff, but I thought it would be cool to do it along this journey that me and Jess kind of created, you know, just with a bunch of cool people like Metro Cat, the new Reefer.
Yeah, before we let you go,
hobbyists who have built this, you know, this industry to what it is now. So it's amazing, and it's a great thing about the hobby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we appreciate having you, sir.
All right, man. Thank you.
Look forward to being able to see that light out there.
Yeah, man. Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Come back soon. Oh, man, that was good. That was good. I loved it.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you guys watching. I was thinking about it. It's kind of cool that we have all of these different companies come on and show off their products, and you know, whether you go from someone that's a small company like last week we had Tier 1 Reefing to where now you have Current USA, where they've been in the business for as long as any of us have been reefing, for sure. So that's kind of dope to see.
Absolutely. And you know, it was cool also that you brought up the conversation of like the different options, and you couldn't have said it better, like entry, you know, people that are entering the hobby. Like I think it's safe to assume, you know, like there's different layers. We like some of us get caught in our bubble and our level, and we forget how many millions are out there that are just getting in, you know. They don't know, like they're listening to us hoping they can figure something out because they're probably at home scratching their head on some part of it, and they're hoping we can maybe drop a piece of info or somebody that might break that curse. And you know what I mean? So it's really cool to see that. And yeah, to your point, it's also a blessing, man, that we get to get all these cool people on here to share their
Yeah,
info.
because Current USA is definitely a big time. That's not
Dude,
a small company by any means. He's not representing something that is not going to work. He's definitely representing a brand and a company that's legit. You know what I'm saying?
and on one of the last lives, I remember you bringing up the whole conversation about I think it was when we were talking. I want to say maybe Mahina. I know it was somebody with lights, but you also brought, or yeah, maybe not, but you brought up the point that it's a lot of people feel very comfortable, like when they're purchasing a product from a company, they can, they know it's been around, they know they're good, and I mean, if there's anybody that's been around, and is good, it's
Yeah.
Current. You know what I mean? Current
And
USA
to
is.
Mahina, I tried to get your question in there right at the end, but we were just ending.
What was it?
So he was asking about the spectrum. And when you go on their website, he actually does have the spectrum chart on there. If you go on Current USA website, go to the R24 Lite, and he has the whole spectrum chart. I don't, I'm not too scientist on that side of it. I know what it should look like, you know what I'm saying? I understand it. But he definitely has a chart on there. He definitely has some par readings on there. I didn't really want to get too much into that because, that could be a downhill slope or uphill slope depending on how you look at it. And I've said this on other streams. I think any light that's coming out on the market right now is going to grow coral. It doesn't matter what brand it is. It doesn't matter how expensive it is. It doesn't matter how inexpensive it is. 9 times out of 10, if it says Reef Light in the description, it's probably going to grow coral for you. My
Absolutely.
opinion. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion.
All these comments are crazy. Hey, what's up, Queen of Reef? How you doing? Thanks for joining. Salty all day.
It says 405 nanometer is visible. Again, to the question of which nanometers you can see, I don't know. I can tell you in spectrum wise, for me, and in my experience, the Orphic, their UV color, which I want to say I could be wrong, is in the 390 to 405 range, is a beautiful, beautiful purple looking color. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't think purple grows coral. I think the blue and the white grows coral. But I do like the purple color more. You know what I'm saying? Like it really does look good. So
Man,
with that being said,
they trying to bring the dark side out of us. Nah, y'all ain't gonna do that.
nah, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm not even looking at it. We tried to tell them. That's all I got to say.
They trying to get us to break the internet. They want us to break the internet. There's old ones, sure as hell didn't. Yeah, bro. I'll tell you one thing about them current lights, man. They definitely lies, bro. Cause I remember those were some that, because I had them in a bunch of tanks back in the days. Like that was almost like it was like the go-to. It was the go-to light back in the days, man. So I remember getting them from all types of tanks, and then that's when the transition LEDs came. I remember having current lights all over the place all the time, like back in.
Rob Rich said the old one sure as hell did it. I don't know, man. I think if you go back a couple years back and you really think about fish tanks and buying used equipment, the majority of the products you got were Current USA branded products. My first Reef tank was an Aquapod 24, and it definitely had that HQI light on it. It had a metal halide bulb over a 24-gallon cube, and it came with it. So Currents definitely, I think they're more of a like the pollet pusher fish only, freshwater dominated side of the industry. But there's nothing wrong with them coming into the reef side, and they have more experience, and they probably got more money, and they probably got a bigger backing to where they're not gonna make some crap to sell to you. If they're selling a reef light, it's gonna be a reef light, and it's gonna work.
You nailed
I've
it in
never.
the You nailed it in the head. And one thing that I wasn't
That gentleman
considering,
said he's been working there 20 years. I mean,
that's crazy.
he's been making money off of this industry longer than the majority of us have had fish tanks. So I don't know. I don't know what you want me to tell him.
Hey, the Arabian Reefer, man. What's up? You gonna join tonight or what? Grow sod with a flashlight, he said.
He's ecotech out. He told us to get ecotech. He needs to Arabian, send Ecotech a message and tell them to join us. So I got questions.
Bro, you say it again. So y'all get on there, man, and y'all hit up Ecotech and tell them to step it up and join us, man.
Yeah, right now we got R24s, 20% off.
Hey, we need to get. We got API are good. Who's that? Chef Pancero, the troublemaker.
Now API, and again, even like when you talk about API, am I going to go out and buy an API LED? Probably not. But if they came out with an LED, would I doubt it? No.
Well
They've been making money off of us long before any of us have had fish tanks. So who am I to say that they don't know what they're doing? Or who am I to say that they're not going to put in the work it takes to build a proper light? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense.
Oh my god, yo, these comments are crazy, bro. These dudes is bro, the OG snake oil of light. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you really think they would have gotten away with it for this long? I don't think so.
They're ruthless here, bro. These comments, man.
There's no way they would have got away with. They got their homegirl out of here in like 2 months. There's no way API would have made it this long if it was a scam. Think about that.
I wish to adjust the angle of the Ecotech pumps. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. That does suck.
I wish the Ecotech pumps were inside of the tank. They need to make 2 versions for the people who don't want it sticking out of the side of the glass.
That would be
like
big
a Nero.
For me. That would be a big one for me because that is one of like the only things that kind of do kick me in the butt about my tank. You know, but I will tell you, it was still a level up from what I was before because before I had the Ecotech, I had the wire going in the rimless, so I always had that one cable that would drive me crazy. So once I got the Ecotech, I didn't have that cable, and that's when I was officially rimless. So
for me, there was no way I was spending my money on it. If they would have arrived, I would have put them on and I would have loved them. But with the giant thing sticking out on the outside, I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's really. I would be lying if I wouldn't say, like, I did not understand how good they were going to be when I got into it.
I think it would work just as good if they had it inside.
Oh, yeah, no, I see your point there. And I mean, once again,
I'm not talking about the way it works. I'm talking about
No, I know
form.
exactly what you mean. You're right. You're right. No, absolutely.
I'm not talking about the function. It definitely works. I'm just saying what it looks like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. But even on the look-wise, in my opinion, it was an upgrade for me, you know, because I personally didn't like what I had before.
Here, before we get off here, Chef, to show the tank, show you guys where we're at.
Working just as good.
Oh, Chef, the lights are off.
Hey,
your ass out.
I'm gonna.
Chef, your ass out. The lights are off, buddy.
Wow, look at that.
Algae growing. Look at that little patch of green stuff. The snails are eating it though. But I got some SPS in there. I got 8 SPS in there. I got some mangroves in there now. I'm doing good on the algae though. I only got it growing here, and I got it growing on those 2. I got a bunch of zoas in here. I got the J-Bo. This pump is huge, man.
Yeah, it's a big tank, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. He said ain't no snail gonna eat that. That's one patch. You know how big this damn tank is?
Yeah.
I got a bunch of snails in there. They're definitely eating it, sir.
So how big of a cleanup crew did you get for that tank?
I put in, hold on. I put in here 2 weeks now. I put 25 turbo snails in there. Put 25 turbos. I put 20 Nasarius. Put some blue hermits. I think I put 30 in there. And in a couple of days, they ate a whole patch of it. So I only have that one that one little patch. I'm not really worried about
How's
that
the
algae.
have you had to be cleaning out the scrubber? Like, has it been like really building up algae for you down there?
The scrubber, I've cleaned it out twice already, actually.
Wow.
So the scrubber is working good. Um, it's going good. I mean, I tested all my I did a full lineup of tests today, and I was super legit. It's super stable. It's not all over the place. Um, it's doing good. Everyone's saying Trocus only. For me, I like turbos. Turbos get rid of algae really fast, and I glue all of my frags down so they don't fall over. Um, I'm not really worried about that algae that's in there. This tank is a month old,
Yeah.
so I'm not even concerned about that. That'll go away with time. There's 90 pounds of dry rock was put inside of a brand new tank 3 weeks ago. It's gonna have some algae in it.
Do
That's
you have
normal.
an
I'm not concerned.
how's the fish scenario looking like now? Do you still just have the chromies and the clown, or?
Yeah, I have the chromis, I have the clown, I have an angel in the tank, I have a lemon peel. Um, it's not messing with any of the coral. The only coral it was messing with was two acans that I had, and I traded them.
Mm.
Um, so far it's doing really good.
Well, I'm gonna tell
Um,
you, it wouldn't be a bad time to start considering building the tank gang. You know, because that'll be a field day for them. That'll be home sweet home. They'll love that algae right now. They'll clean that right up, and
yeah,
it'll be a great training time right now. Tomany tanks for me. I mean, they're affordable. They're hardier. They're the hardier of the tangs, and they are like the number one cleaners, in my opinion, for tangs, man. Like, they are the hardest worker. I mean, I heard about it. I got mines, and it's proven. Like, it outcompetes, and all of my tangs have turned into really good workers. But that Tomany tang is always, he's always 24/7, man. So it might be a good idea to start maybe thinking about throwing in the tang gang already.
yeah.
Are you planning to throw tangs up, by the way, at
No,
all?
I'm definitely gonna put a bunch more in here. I had one, and he died the next day I put him in there, so he probably was never gonna make it anyways. Um,
Arabian Reefer says tangs aren't reef safe. I stand
yeah,
behind that.
they're talking about two of the turbos. I'm a believer in the turbos. I'll bet anyone here on here a month from now, 30 days from now, $100, there won't be no algae in this tank. $100. Anyone wants to take the bet, it won't be in there. The turbos work
Ooh!
really good.
Hey, remember who you
So,
talking to here. Remember who the
the
viewers are.
Arabian,
Yeah, we got some
yeah, yeah,
viewers in here to take you on. I
hundred
hope
bucks.
Arabian didn't hear that, because he'll be on.
$100 that rock won't have any algae on it
Ah,
in a
look,
month
I
from
told
now.
you. I told you.
All right, let's bet $100. All right, we'll come back a
Ooh.
month from now. That rock will be pink, just like it has, and I
Oh.
put coral on it.
So, guys,
For your $100, Arabian, and we'll buy a coral and put right on that middle rock.
you guys got to stick around for the next few episodes, because
Yeah,
you're gonna have that convo, y'all. Oh,
I'm not worried about that.
Kel, what's up, man? Hey, Kel's
Yeah,
another one that's been showing mad love
we're
today.
we're way beyond worrying about green hair algae. That's not a real thing at this point in the game. Green hair algae, that's nothing.
That's crazy, man. Sergio Reef
Chef, you
got.
got 100 on it too. That's 200. Then we're gonna buy corals. I want my $100.
Ooh, it's
I'm not
getting
even
good.
worried.
It's getting good.
And if the biggest worry I have at this stage in my hobby is green hair algae, we're doing all right.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Turf, green hair, whatever you want to call it. I'm not worrying about that.
That turf algae.
Because you're gonna
Sergio
owe me
Reef.
$100, sir. That's all we gotta worry about. Those turbos are gonna eat it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what they do. The Mexican turbo snails, they're monsters, bro. They're monsters. They do it fast. They do knock over all your coral, and they will move stuff. But they do a great job.
Did you order those online, or did you get them locally?
I got them locally. I've used them many times over the years. Those are my go-to for algae.
Really?
Yeah.
What's up, Queen of Reef? How you doing? Mexican
And it
is
looks like a lot, but it's not. It's one rock out of 90 pounds. I'm super
Mexican.
happy with it.
The Arabian Reefer says Mexican is sold 3 years ago. So, are you gonna bring out like designer snails for us now, like Holy Grail
Yeah, he told me
snails?
to get. He told me to get the sea hare. It's gonna die and nuke everything. I'm not doing that. I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about sea hares. You gotta go with what you know.
Yeah, for the next month, I wouldn't take advice from Arabian Reefer or Chef Parcero because they up for $100. So
They're both gonna owe me $100.
the Arabian Reefer says camel hump snails.
And the chef hasn't seen his tank in like 2 years.
Shit! Look. Queen of Reef says she got some Holy Grail snails right now for the low. We got a 20% off
Yeah,
if you put Reef eggs. So they only come out to $1,000 each. We got 305
305
Frenchies.
Frenchies. That's my guy. Even though he won't send me a dog, but that's okay.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, them Frenchies are hot, boy. My
Don't
buddy,
even get him started. Don't hype him up, bro.
man, I gotta hype him up because I'm kind of hyped up, bro. Now all my neighbors getting Frenchies, everybody getting Frenchies.
Well, then you're gonna
Bro,
have to get one from Adal Jose.
bro, that
305 Frenchies.
there's some beautiful ones out there, bro.
He has
180.
some nice ones. He just bred some of the long-haired ones. I don't know what they're called, but he's got some, and he's got one that I want to say her name's Khaleesi, but it's the different colors, the gray and the white, kind of like the splotches. It's really dope.
Damn, I'm about to get a long hair. Yo, these dudes is tripping. Queen of Reef, I want one of those. Oh, so she says the Holy Grails are what?
Fluffy Frenchies, that's what they're called.
What
305
is?
Frenchies.
What is it?
He said they're called fluffies. The
Those
one I
fluffies.
like is the one he said, the lilac. That's the one that I like.
I like them fluffies. Look crazy, bro.
But
Them fluffies.
he's got some fluffies. So
That's what.
definitely hit him up. That's my
That's where
guy.
the big. Those are the Holy Grails of the Frenchies, bro. Those are the Holy Grails right now. The Frenchies, bro.
I told him I'd give him $500 match for a dog. You fucking crazy?
Yo,
No
trade for corals, bro. Hey,
way.
yo, I'm gonna tell you right now though.
I'm Jamaican. Listen. I'm Jamaican, bro. We're not giving you no $1,000 for no dog.
A
You know what I'm
thousand,
saying?
boy. Them fluffies, bro. You gotta give both your lungs. You gotta give both your lungs for one of them fluffies right now. Them prices. If y'all talk about people talk about coral prices, man. Y'all ain't been in this dog game. Them Frenchies, bro. You can build a whole tank with one of them Frenchies, bro. You can build a whole badass tank with one of them fluffy prices right now. I like 2.5K and up, bro. I heard right now, I had a buddy of mine selling fluffies 35K and he sold out, bro. There is money. Oh shit, the new
Can
reefer,
you
bro.
imagine?
Hey, you
Can you
gotta sing
imagine
us
spending
Island
thirty-five
Boy.
thousand on a dog?
They
There's no
want you to
way.
sing Island Boy before we leave, bro. It gotta be
No, we
quiet.
can't. Yeah,
It's
just
gotta
know
be
I'm an island boy. I'm not paying. No, I ain't giving nobody that much money for no fucking
Arabian
dog. You
Reefer.
crazy?
Arabian Reefer. We need you to jump on and throw it down then, bro. Somebody's gotta drop the mix. Y'all have a whole gang. Y'all ganging up on us and shit. Let's go. Just send me my $100. That's Chef Pancero. Elite Texas Frenchie.
This guy's talking about that one pack. I want my $100. So we're gonna end this tonight, guys. The Arabian Reefer, Chef Pasero, you owe me 100 and some ceviche. You're gonna overnight it. 1 month, right before Christmas. I'll show you guys the tank, and I bet all my Mexican homies eat all the algae out of it. There's not gonna
Oh
be
man,
nothing,
that's crazy.
right?
Does look
So yeah,
nervous.
man. Thank you everybody for joining us, guys.
Thank you guys, man. Hey, it was the Reef experience, y'all. Have a
You
good
guys have
night.
a great night.